Yo, what's up you guys, GameBreakerGod here. So in today's video, I am bringing you guys the Samurai build, the God of War. Now, it took me a while to get this build correct and, optimized the way it is. So it's gonna take you guys a lot of grinding. And unfortunately for you guys, a lot of the ways which made the process slightly faster has been removed from the game. And if you know, you know. If you don't know, that's okay. You can always join my Discord and we can discuss it on the Discord. Now, I'm not trying to get myself banned from the game, so yeah. Anyway, I wanted to show you guys my Samurai build and give you guys an in-depth, comprehensive build, okay? I even made a notepad of all the perks, like how much melee damage I deal, and just pretty much everything on paper so you guys can take a look at it. So let's go through it first in game, so I can show you exactly what I got equipped. This is for a solo run, okay? This build is solely for a solo run. It's not for survival, just as of right now. But I will tell you guys the survival version too. Alright, so without further ado, let's get right into this video. Masamune's edge is actually pretty good. It only gives you one stance, but it's the best blade that you got for a samurai if you're trying to go for a solo run and you just want to dispatch your enemies really fast. This blade is the best. Although Master's Katana is really good for, to take on all the enemies of any kind, whether spearmen, brutes, you can just take them on easily. Masamune's edge will kill them faster. So if you just like compare the two, which one would you rather have? You would go for Masamune's edge because you're killing them 10 seconds, maybe 20 seconds faster, which will get you up in the leaderboards slightly higher, right? So yeah, and what you're gonna want to have on Masamune's edge is the following build right there, as you can see it: melee damage, OniDamage, and water stance. And because water stance has this technique which allows you to hold triangle and slice them really fast, you have higher chances of you getting that 20% chance to deal double damage, right? Because you're hitting them a lot faster and a lot more, therefore the perk may trigger slightly more often, if you get what I'm trying to say. Alright, so you're gonna want those specific stats right there. And on your bow, anything that goes by the range damage, ranged resolve damage, that will be great. And also helmet piercing ammo or shield piercing ammo will just do the job. And if you get that low of a range resolve gain, you may want to re-roll it, but unfortunately for me, I can't. I re-rolled for range damage because overall headshot damage only get 10% max, and range damage you get 12%. So I went for range damage because it's an overall type of damage, so therefore I just went for that. So yeah, you want to get those two, that's for sure. Range resolve gain, you want that 100% because you're going to be using your bow pretty much very often in a solo run. If you're trying to go against Onis, you want to deplete their health slightly a little bit before you go on head to head against them, because as soon as you get hit, which I will explain in a minute, because of your charm, as soon as you get hit, you lose 15% damage bonus, okay, which is not good. You don't want to be losing that, which will take us to the next part of the build, Enjoe's Remorse. In order for you to be able to equip 2 legendaries, you're gonna have to be rank 18, right there, legendary rank. So you will not be able to equip this when you just start the game. But what you're gonna want to do is have a samurai build that gives you either melee and ultimate, or melee resolve gain and melee damage. Either of the two will do, because you just want to be able to use your ultimate more often. And once you get to rank 18, then you want to get the Enjoe's Remorse, which deals 15% bonus damage when at full health, which is just insane. And you're gonna try and get ultimate damage and melee damage, or which I can show you right here on my on my list of things, on my notepads where I made the build. So you want to re-roll it for either melee damage and melee resolve gain, or you want the ultimate damage. So you do not want fire damage on it. You do not need fire damage. That's just unlucky for me. That's the best I could get, and I can't re-roll it anymore because I'm scared I might lose my ultimate damage, and it's really expensive to do these re-roll type of things. So you click on here, or you click on there, or any of these two. When you first get the item, you're able to change any of the two, any of these 4 actually, and as soon as you change them, all the others will lock except that one, and you don't want any of these to lock. So you're gonna have to grind a lot and try to get the perfect roll. And if you can't get the perfect roll, I advise you just go back to the one, you know, to the epic version and just re-roll that, and don't ruin your legendary one. Unfortunately for me, I don't have melee damage, but fire damage is good for me because sometimes I use my master's katana for survival, and I have Way of the Flame on it, and Way of the Flame, you know, deals fire damage, and since I have fire damage, I deal a lot more damage, including the, you know, the 15% bonus damage of full health, which is crazy. So yeah, moving on, as I said, you want melee damage and ultimate damage, or melee resolve gain and ultimate damage, okay? And you always want to get that 20% ultimate damage, just because when you use your ultimate, you're looking at rinsing them straight away. Like if you use it on one Oni, they are certainly dead. Like they can't survive your ultimates at all. Especially if you had another ultimate damage perk on this blade as well. So instead of the Oni damage and you had ultimate there, and then you had another ultimate, you're looking at 40% ultimate damage, and sometimes it deals double damage, which is just insane. So you'd rinse them no matter what, if you know what I'm trying to say. And as for your ghost weapon, kunai is a must-have. So you want to look at melee damage again, and you want to be looking at either damage increase or cooldown reduction. Status effect is good if you have a flame build. So for example, as I said, I have fire damage, unfortunately, because that's the best reroll I could get, and I was bored of doing the same thing, trying to get the, you know, how do I say it, dismantling materials, and trying to get, I sacrificed a lot of my materials that were good for this item, I mean for this roll, so I do not want to risk it again. So I have fire damage plus 12%, which is good enough. And if I was to make it even more OP, I would have to go for Fire Master instead of Leeching Parry, but I would then have to rely on my Ronin, and because I don't like relying on my teammates too much, I went for Leeching Parry, so I can stay in combat and hold my ground for as long as I can. That's why I have Leeching Parry in this, okay? It's a must-have. It's a must-have for a solo run, and even for survival too. So yeah, you want to have melee damage on your kunai, and like I said, either where is it? Either damage increase or cooldown reduction percentage. Not the kills, just the percentage, because it just reduces it by a ton already. And instead of 30 seconds, you're looking at 15 seconds if you have it on percent. If you have it on the highest percent, you'll get it every 15 seconds, and you can use it every 15 seconds. And that means you're burning enemies 24/7. It's just really good. And as your ghost weapon, on your ghost weapon number 2, you want to get stealth attack damage, because every time you use your smoke bombs, you go into stealth mode and you can instantly either critical hit them, because you can't one-shot them. Since you're a samurai, you don't deal a lot of stealth damage, but that 20% does add up a lot of damage, so I recommend you try and get that. And then you want to get the cooldown reduction percentage. Again, you do not want cooldown reduction on kill, you want the cooldown reduction percentage, because sometimes you don't kill them fast enough, and you know, it's not good. And you don't want stealth either, so cooldown reduction percentage and sudden resolve, because as soon as you use it, you get your resolve meter, your first resolve meter increased to you straight away. And if you have 2 resolve meters, if you use this, you'll get your resolve meter immediately, and it'll just allow you to use your ultimate straight away in case you're, I don't know, maybe you might be tied up against the ropes, you know, you might be against the wall here with tons of enemies surrounding you when you're doing the solo, and if you use that, you're allowed to like escape, get some fresh air, and then come back into the game, you know, which is really good. So let's take a look at the skills and techniques. So currently I have Explosive Blade, which, I mean, since I have Leeching Parry, I don't really need Spirit Bowl. I've recently just tried this out, and yeah, if you're trying to go for solo mode and like make the run really fast, you want to have this on, because it allows you to kill them even faster, according with all like the attribute points and all the melee damage and all the bonuses you currently have on your perks and your gears that I just showed you. It's really good. And then you have base damage. Just Samurai is just so OP. As in general, like just in general, they have an increased damage by 10%, just as part of their technique, which is really good. And when you're playing solo, you're gonna have a lot of those archers being annoying, so you want parry incoming arrows, which is really good. And for survival, you want to get this one, okay? And also for survival, forgot to mention, you want to get this spirit bull instead of that, because holding down the ground on survival is a lot harder than it is to survival nightmare story mode by yourself on a solo run. Trust me, survival is a whole nother level. And when you're doing survival, again, you want to have the Hashiman's Frenzy rank 11, which you unlock at rank 11, and you want to have legendary rank 18 for your solo runs, which is pretty good too. And that's about it. Now I'm gonna take you guys to the notes so you guys can see how much damage we're dealing with all these that we just discussed around, okay? All right, so here we go. As your base stats, right, on a samurai, you get a 10% melee damage, as I already discussed about, right? And you got the explosive blades, ratata, all that stuff that I told you on the techniques already. And then on Masamune's Masamune's edge, you have a 20% chance of dealing double damage. So already you're doing 20% damage just because of that blade, okay? And that only occurs sometimes. It's not 24/7. You're not doing it 100% of the times. 20% is a lot, especially if you're using water stance where you just slice so quickly when you hold triangle. It can happen pretty often. If you overlook this, you're crazy. Trust me, but I'll show you in the background. And then you have melee damage increase over here. So adding that, this one right here with melee damage over here. So wait, hold on. I think I can highlight the two like this. Well, maybe I can. This is Notepad. I don't really have Word. I'm not paying for Word. So you got 20%, 22% melee damage increase already because of this perk, right? Sometimes, but as a base, you would have no, wait, my bad, I can't count. As a base stat, you already have 10%, and then with Masamune's edge, you're looking at 20%, and then if you add this 12% from the Katana, right, you're looking at 44% already, just like that. Okay, just with the Masamune's perk, if it kicks in. If it doesn't kick in, you're looking at 22%. If it does kick in, you're looking at 44%. And going down the list, we have melee damage, and then you have OniDamage. So if it was to be against an Oni, if you're facing an Oni, you know, the guys with the purple and the big long spears, you're looking at 32%. And if you double that with the Masamune's edge, the perk, you're looking at 64%. That's just, we're still on the first weapon, okay? We're still on the first weapon here, and this is just raw damage, boys, just like pressing square and triangle. But you have to be really cautious with this because it doesn't happen all the time. But anyway, moving on, guys. Again, before I move on, actually, water stance is really good because it deals a lot of damage in short periods of time by holding triangle and just pressing it. So it's really good to have with the wind stance Katana, which is the Masamune's edge. On your ranged attack, you have half a bow or longbow. Either of the two will do. When you're using longbow, a friend of mine, Disco Exorcist, mentioned that you should have quick draw and I think range damage or range resolve gain, I think something like that. But he said quick draw, and let me just double check in game actually so I can make sure it's right. He said draw speed and something along the headshot damage. Yeah, draw speed and headshot damage I would go for. That's what I'm saying. I think he mentioned something like that. He said because it takes so long to take the bow out, and only the hunter can take it out. To be honest, I think only the hunter can do it. But there is a perk that allows you to use for every class. So if you want to use the big bow, you're gonna have to have the versatile. But half a bow is what I use. This is my build. This is what I'm talking about. So go with the half a bow for now. And you want to go for range damage for the half a bow and range resolve gain, because range damage it's how do I say it? It's a general damage thing. So you don't have to aim either for the head or anything. You can just aim to the body and you immediately gain a lot of resolve and also deal a lot of damage just like that. And then you're gonna want to have the helmet piercing, which is pretty good too. On your charms, this is very important because as soon as you get hit, you lose certain percent of that of the damage perk or damage bonus that you're dealing. So we're currently looking at 64% against Onis and 32% against base enemies, right? And on Enjoe's Remorse, that 32% becomes 47% with your if you're on full health, right? Because the 15% damage bonus at full health is just mind-boggling. That's what we're looking at. And then you're gonna have on your first perk ultimate damage or melee damage. Forget the fire damage. I just got unlucky and I couldn't get the reroll that I really wanted. Instead, I got the ultimate, which is cool because the ultimate's welcome. I do use ultimates when I'm playing solo as well, so it's really good to have. And then you're gonna want to have leeching parry because this will keep you alive. Again, in solo mode or survival mode, leeching parry will keep you alive. Since I'm an aggressive player, I don't really like playing passive too much unless I'm playing with my assassin. But even with my assassin, I also play really aggressively. I only go stealth if I must, if I don't want to enjoy myself. I like spreading cheeks, all right? I like going in the battlefield and just fighting and dodging and doing all the cool combat stuff that I normally do on my videos. So if you haven't watched my videos and you haven't subscribed yet, man, you're crazy. You must be crazy. Do suggest you subscribe. And yeah, and just Remorse, again, full health increases your damage by 15%. So you're looking at 47% already with all the base stuff. Not even doubled, okay? We're not having the Enjoe's Remorse. I mean, the Masamune's Edge hasn't kicked in yet, the perk. So if you double it, it would have been 94% damage, which is just insane, right? And then if you had melee damage on this, instead of 47%, you would be looking at like 50ish odd numbers, so it would have been crazy. And then you must have either melee or ultimate. If you really want the perfect one, you want to have melee and ultimate. Forget the fire damage. But the fire is welcome for now, just because I have Master Swords Katana, which I can swap my Masamune's with and go for the fire damage, okay? If there was to have no immunity in Nightmare Survival, which we currently have, which is crazy. I don't know why they did that. But yeah, the Enjoe's Remorse is a must-have because it's just like this game just keeps going on and off. It's just a must-have, guys. So you just must have it. This build took a while to get right, so I'm just gonna go with what I think is right for my playstyle. It may not work for you, but if you find a better way to optimize this, by all means, share it in the video, share it with us on the comments down below, and let us know how it worked out for you. This is what works for me, so that's why I'm sharing it with you guys. And again, on your ghost weapon, so currently we are at 47% damage, right? And then we're looking at your ghost weapon here, and on your ghost weapon you have 11.5%. So without the Masamune's edge perk kicking in, you're looking at 48.5% damage, right? And if you add this, wait, hold on, no, I was at 47%. Let me just do the counting. The mathematics is getting out of hands. Without the Masamune's edge, so 10%, 22%, and then the 15% damage, so 37%, and then you have 11.5% right here, so meaning 48.5% without the Masamune's edge kicking in, right? And then I think that's it. With adding up all the ghost weapons, melee damage, and all the weapons, you will have a raw damage of 48.5%, and you must be at full health for 48.5%. Otherwise, it decreases by 15%, which takes you back to like 32%. So like around those areas, 32.5 to be more specific or something. So yeah, without you being at full health, you're still dealing a considerably high amount of damage. And also, because my perk on my charm isn't really the perfect roll, you want to look at melee damage and ultimate damage instead of fire damage and ultimate damage. Yeah, you're looking at 32%. But with you being full health and being really good with like dodging and parrying and all that stuff, and constantly being at full health, including the leeching parry, which will get you back to full health, right? And if you have Spirit Bolt to just keep you guys full health all the time to deal that extra damage, you're looking at 48.5% without the Masamune's Edge perk kicking in. And when it does kick in, you're looking at 97% raw damage. Again, without the Masamune's Edge perk kicking in, you're looking at 48.5%, and with it kicking in, you're looking at 97% melee damage, as well as ultimate, because ultimate is melee damage, so it does kick in sometimes when you do your ultimate. Sometimes you see an Oni with like a full health bar. When you use your ultimate, they go to like 10%, and Onis have a ton of health. They have a lot of health. Yeah, and it's crazy. Even though it does only 3 slices, it gets them almost killed or instantly killed at times, which is just insane. And then if you were to face an Oni, because Oni damage plus 10%, that means your 48% now becomes 58%. So we're now looking at, where is it? Oni damage. We're now looking at 117% raw damage versus Oni if the perk of the Masamune's Edge had kicked in, which is just insane. Okay, which is just insane. And because again, I haven't got the perfect roll on my charm on Enjoe's Remorse, it would just be nuts. So if we go down and add, if you were the lucky guy or the lucky girl who got the melee damage increase on here alongside the ultimate plus the leeching parry, you're looking at 137% raw damage against an Oni at times with the Masamune's Edge, and around 117% damage against all mobs that aren't Oni. So you're one-shotting them with like 2 to 3 hits, like combos. If they're not generals or like Onis, they die within 2 to 3 hits, which is just insane. But you must be at full health, and the perk has to also kick in. And being me, GameBreakerGod over here, I don't really get hit much, but I do get hit when I play Nightmare, because Nightmare survival is just, you know what it is. The arrows, you got BS freaking camera speed that doesn't even keep up with the game and the pace that you play with. I'm just too fast for the game, and the game can't even keep up with me. And then when I try to change my camera and rotate, people keep telling me you can change it, you can change the settings to like, camera speed to make it fast. But boys, I'm telling you now that I've always played on the fast, camera speed. Where is this? Gameplay. I've always played on fast. I've never taken it off the fast thing, and it's still very slow. So I'm not too sure about you guys, but I feel like the game needs to increase the camera speed on there. So I'm really disappointed with the camera speed. But yeah, guys, this build consists of damage over damage, and I didn't talk about too much about survival, but for survival, all you're gonna be looking at to change for survival, this is what you're gonna want to do for survival, boys. Change this to Spirit Pull. Come here to this. Make this your Samurai Charm, and have either, where is it actually? Okay, so melee resolve gain. Again, you want to have this. You don't want the parry window. You want melee attack. Okay, but unfortunately for me, I got the dumb roll, so you know what happens. I got melee resolve gain, and I will try and get melee damage as well, but for now I got perfect parry and then leeching parry. Leeching parry is a must for survival, and then you want to use the Master's Katana, which has the Way of the Flame in it. And wait, hold on. I recently got this new Master's Katana, yeah, which gives me melee damage, so I've been using it as well. But I'm gonna try and get not intimidating Katana, Way of the Flame at a later date when I got enough points to reroll, because right now I do not want to lose those perks. Melee damage and ultimate damage on a Master Katana is best roll ever. Best roll ever, and I don't wanna miss that. I do not want to ruin that. Therefore, this is what I've been rocking with. But if I got melee damage on this as well as melee resolve gain, it would be perfect. It would literally be the perfect build for survival, and it would save me so much. As well as this Hashiman's gains extra 2 hits. This build right here would literally get you so many kills and like keep you alive. It's just perfect, boys. Honestly, it's perfect. And then you want to change this to increase your resolve by 1 more, just because it's convenient to have full resolve. At times you don't really use it because your teammates, if you have a hunter especially in your team like Oxwell and a Ronin and the assassin, sometimes they just kill everything so fast before you get there because you're holding down bases. Why am I feeling my chest? You just don't use it, so it's good to have it. And then whenever a wave comes through and you're nearby, you just use your special and you rinse them, literally cancel them entirely. So it's good to have an extra resolve meter. But if you really suck at parrying and dodging arrows, then you can have parry incoming arrows just by standing there and holding L1. The game, Samurai himself helps you parry and stay alive. So that's that for my build. I would have had some gameplay in the background playing for you as I'm explaining this video. Therefore, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you aren't subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe. It took me a while to get this down. I will put the entire build on my description down below so you guys can see. And yeah, man, I appreciate you guys so much for the support lately that I've been getting with Ghost of Tsushima. The PS5 will launch soon, and I'm doing a giveaway as well, a 100k giveaway. So if I get to 100k subscribers by the end of this year, the 31st of December 2020, I will be giving away 2 PS5s with all the accessories included if I hit my milestone. And yeah, I'm just like really pumped. I really want to hit my goal, and I need you guys to help me out. Of course, I wouldn't have been here if it wasn't for you, and I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for you. So yeah, guys, I appreciate you all so much for helping me, you know, reach my goals and making my dreams come true. And yeah, I hope this build was suitable for you, and if it wasn't, then talk to me. I can always try and reply to all of you. Remember, I'm only one person doing this thing, and it's hard, man. It's hard. So yeah, guys, I'll see you guys on my next video. See you Friday, because the raid comes out on Friday, and I probably will be using my samurai just because, I don't know, actually my assassin recently became really OP. If you haven't watched my latest video that I uploaded yesterday, please watch it. My assassin is pretty OP. He's really good. I don't know, I might use my assassin, I might use my samurai. You guys talk to me when I go live, alright? I'll see you guys on live stream on Friday for the raid. Ready to spread cheeks. And subscribe if you haven't already. And also consider becoming a member, because again, a lot of perks coming out, because I will be doing streams for members only, which only members will be able to comment on and view. So when the PS5 comes out, a lot of new stuff are coming in. So yeah, guys, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video, man. Peace, and I love y'all, man. Thank you.